Hi, hello, good morning. Pardon the lateness. Oh, see some familiar faces here. Welcome, messed up brain spike, Helio. Welcome, welcome. Well, what do you say? You don't know if you'll be long this morning. Your aunt is out right now. You don't know if she'll be back. She said she would text you. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'll be long this morning too. I'm gonna have to shorten the stream because of family stuff again. Uh, so yeah, that's the reason why my afternoon stream is going to be canceled because I'm going to be out and about. I initially thought I was going to be out in the evening, but it's actually I'm up sooner. But anyway, I'm just glad that you guys were able to join me. Good morning, good morning. Um, pardon my voice. It's a little bit scratchy because I have allergies. I've taken an allergy pill, but that should help with the itchiness. Okay, so I'm picking up from where I left off, which was this cast study of a mouth, the heads. Um, but I want to change my mind because I did a warm-up sketch. I was drawing this before I started, and I'm like, I might as well continue with this because, like, I don't think I'll have time for the other stuff. That's a lot more time-consuming. And I already drew this, so whatever. I'm also not worried about my throat because I have some tea with me. Uh, Gosh, today's gonna be very eventful for me. Now that I think about it, I had all these plans and they got rearranged and now I have to, like, compensate. All on the first of the month. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy May 1st. My morning barely started and it's already a day. Um, so, what do I have to plan for today? I guess I'll just stick with this figure here. I didn't really know what I was going with this. This was just completely from imagination. I think I'm gonna dress her some way. You don't know what's gonna happen to other than organize, which you don't want to do. You probably be more eventful this weekend and next week because of family stuff. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be busy next weekend, but I don't think it's gonna affect that Friday. At least I hope not. I won't be here on Saturday. What else is there? Yeah, it's just last minute family changes for today, which is fine. I mean, I kind of anticipated that. That's why I had to update my community posts. No afternoon streams, unfortunately. Hopefully, nothing will happen next week, next Friday, or I don't have to do some last minute change. Let me finish this girl's arm here. Let's see. Let me just have some tea for a moment. Give my give myself a chance to replenish. To be honest, I didn't have breakfast. I'm not hungry, but I haven't had breakfast. My eyes feel extremely tired. I feel like I'm gonna doze off any moment now. But I need to be alert. I'm definitely gonna have like a heartier lunch. Does this make sense? Yeah. Yeah, now that makes sense. Um yeah, I'm just trying to stay focused. I do want to talk to you guys, but I I guess a bit distracted. Forgive me for being distracted. I'm just a bit worried about what's gonna happen today. I mean, like, most people are worried. You only had a protein bar for breakfast, it messes with your stomach. Shrug, no cooking this morning. I mean, true, but a protein bar for breakfast? I guess that's understandable. Like, sometimes I also don't want to cook. I also have, like, no cook lunches. Mostly because, the same as you, sometimes I don't want to clean. How do I want to dress her? I think I'll put her in a leotard. There's those days where you just want to have a meal at home, but you don't really want to clean up after yourself. So you do that. You have like a protein bar, or you have like, I guess in my case, canned fish. Oh, this is not popping out like I want it to. I think her head's a bit too small. Even though, yeah, it's a bit too small. Wait, she's tilting her head back. I should be seeing more chin. Yeah, that makes more sense. You hope you have. You hope you get a good dinner today. You agree, but I think it was your boyfriend. I love rice so much. Uh, I think he just likes carbs of any kind too much. Like, okay, so last night I made red lentil soup with some chicken, which was like an Italian dish that I tried for the first time. And of course, the first bite of that dinner is the soup. I'm like, come on, dude. Why is it like this? Why are you like this? Even when there's no rice, like, I'm gonna have the carb first. Uh, I understand that rice does taste nice, and it's a very reliable food, but there's other dishes. I want to know how everything else turned out. I don't care about the rice. The rice is always consistently cooked in a rice cooker. Maybe I have to find this chin more. It'd be like that. I wish it wasn't. I guess it'd be like that sometimes. I shouldn't say sometimes, it's like all the time. It's. You know what, actually? Now that I think about it, uh, he doesn't do that when we eat out. I guess it's kind of 50-50 when we eat out. Like, if the dish is mostly meat, he would go for the meat first. But if there's rice, always the first bite. Your aunt cooks rice in the microwave because she's scared of the Instapot for some reason. What's wrong with the Instapot? It saves you time. That's the entire point of the Instapot. It's not like it's gonna explode. Ugh. Maybe that's the fear. Oh, what if it goes kaboom? Like, the worst thing that would happen is that you would have a messy kitchen. It often doesn't break because of it. What's that? One of the best things that I've done or have gotten was a rice cooker because it really does save me a lot of time. I don't have to like stand in front of the stove and cook rice like I used to. Because that's how I was first taught to cook rice in a saucepan. 'Cause that's the way I grew up eating. Seeing my mom prepare the rice, and it was always that way. So bizarre. But then I got a rice cooker, and like, oh, I don't have to do all that work. But she never used it, and the microwave it takes 20 minutes. I think your aunt uses a rice cooker. You're not sure, but it broke. I don't know. Her mom showed her how to make rice in the microwave. Hello, Dharma. Welcome to the stream. It's just so strange. Microwave rice has always been a little bit. I don't know. It gives me the ick. Like I know, like the entire point of a microwave is to cook certain things, but to me, rice isn't one of the first things that comes to mind because it feels kind of gross. It makes me think that the rice will be like really soggy. The microwave oven, I just view it as this steam box that gets way too hot, way too quickly. This is too weird. Go out. And it's great for like popcorn or steaming vegetables, but rice, I just can't. Do I have a summer costume? I don't think so. I never thought to make one. Maybe I should get a summer costume. I haven't edited my avatar here in a while. Maybe I should consider that. Wait, I didn't finish dressing her. Maybe my summer costume would be like you had a lot of costumes. Oh yeah, those costumes were for October, so it was like a Halloween thing. But a lot of the costumes weren't really spooky, I guess. So that was like all the costumes I had. I did have a costume where I was a an ice cream cone. Does that count as a summer thing? Do you think that counts? I'll see. It tastes pretty nice. Weird idea. Assume it's because your grandma is Asian and eats rice with everything, so she probably knows how to make it taste nice in the microwave. Yeah, I suppose. Let me go check my folder for all my costumes. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was from 2 years ago. What would invoke summer? I have one that's a shark. I have one that's a bee, which would be spring. Lemon is also spring. have me as an ice cream cone, which is also summer. Uh, rice. What is that kind of snail? Let's see. Oh, that was the spaceman. How about for today? I'll put on a summer costume. My... There we go. This will be my summer costume for now. I know it's old, but it's impromptu. Those circle floaties for pools, I don't know if they have a name. Make an outfit with you. Oh, you mean inner tubes. The one struggling. Yeah, they're inner tubes. I understand, like, oh, that's too... actually, that's the right shape. Just need to make it bigger. Yeah, that would be an inner tube. There's also, pool noodles, which are the big styrofoam, tubes that you take to the pool. You might go to the pool later on, you don't know, bring a book you got yesterday of your favorite mangaka. You can't swim, never been taught. I feel you. That sounds nice to be at the pool, but it's ideally it's spring for me. But I guess you can have ice cream in the springtime. Yeah, you can have ice cream anytime if you're like adamant about it. But yeah, this is the closest I can have to a summer one. I also think about strawberries and lemon in the summer. But I don't know. This is the closest I have. Supposed to be spring, but the temperature's so high, it's summer temperatures. It's literally not normal at all. Yeah. Over here, it's spring, and it's technically spring temperature, but it feels like it's colder than usual. You rain luckily because we're getting wildfires from the temperature and dryness. Ooh. Yeah, it's still, that's terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, Over here it's still, I shouldn't say dry. It's been, like, kind of weird. I would say it's been, cool temperatures. Like, it's nice enough to wear, like, a thin coat, but still too cold to go without it. Like, I still need a hoodie sometimes, but it's starting to warm up. Um, so we're finally getting spring temperatures. Granted, I am in the north part of my country, so it's gonna be cold here regardless of what I do. I want to eat you. I mean, your costume's so bad. You asked for a summer costume. But yeah, Hopefully, the temperature wherever you are um, corrects itself. It's starting to correct itself here. Maybe that's why I'm a bit glum because of the temperature. She's kind of athletic. I'm just gonna give her her muscles. Yeah, you had to buy some summer clothes since all your summer clothes are at your parents' and you're at your aunt's. They're all sucky. It's cool out right now because of the rain. It's been cloudy. Okay, so it's been about how it's been over here because it rained the other night and it was cool that morning, the next morning, but now it's a nice sunny day. Uh, which I'm glad about. I'm so glad that it's May because April has been like kind of weird. I feel like even now that I think about it, rain hasn't shown up enough, even though it's been really cloudy. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let me simplify this knee. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed at the bottom of the screen here, the tap tap loop. Did I mention this last time? I don't think I had it last time. I think I like my tappy games. Let me make this a bit straighter. Remember last year it rained all the time, but this year nope. Yikes. I recall this winter was very harsh. Like it's very rare that we get blizzards and we had two. So I'm hoping that summer would be nice. Hoping. Ooh, I lined up the wrong spot. Because there's that old idiom where harsh winters bring pleasant summers. So I'm hoping that's true. Establish the big two. Excuse me. BRB? Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, this is a song from Arknights. It's actually a summer event. From a summer event. We got like 8 inches or more. I think if it snows at all, it's less than 1/4 of an inch, maybe. Debating whether I want to actually draw the toes. I'll just draw some semblance of toes. There, I think I'm enough. You and your brothers had fun going out, but my dad got mad. But your dad got mad and made you go home. At the peak of fun, we walked like 1.5 miles in the snow and somehow found heated bathrooms and chilled there to warm up before going back. I don't understand the problem there. Heated public bathrooms? Is your dad like the overprotective type where he doesn't want you to wander? Is that the problem? Oh, what am I doing here? Did I do this right? I also want to measure this. Uh, He's like that to me. You're not allowed to walk by yourself. You love walking, so it sucks. But he also has brain damage from drinking. And acts crazy. He doesn't make sense most of the time. Oh, French Bunny has a pot? What? I have a what? You did crazy thing yesterday. Went to a cat cafe, pet your first kitties, which would make him die. He hates cats for some reason. Mm. What? I don't know about your dad having whatever's going on with him. Let's not do that. Shadows. There's this one cat named Syrup who curls up on your lap for half the time, and it was amazing. Does your dad actually hate cats because they're cats, or is he like allergic? Because if he was allergic, that would be understandable. Or maybe he just doesn't like cats because of how they treated him. Excuse me. Let's keep tracking. He hates them. Admitted he lied about being allergic so that we wouldn't ask one for one as a kid. His backstory that one scratch it scratched him once because he owned cats as a child. Bruh. That's his reasoning? Genuinely evil when it comes to cats. He would poison them. There's an injured one on our deck. I try to help. Got some food and my dad kept making my dogs bark to scare it away. That's so mean. I'm sorry, your dad's not a good person at all. That's so mean. Just because you got scratched, it has to be more than that. It's not just, oh, a cat scratched me, even though it was supposed to be my pet. Why do I sound so strange? Excuse me. There's something else going on there. You know, you think it's a canon event of all his kids get a cat when they're adults. Now it's so funny. Well, we often want the things we don't get. It's the reason why I got a bike. Well, granted, I did have a bike when I was a child, but my dad never taught me. He just assumed that I would teach myself, but if I don't know how to do something, how can I learn? And this is a guy who knew, I think he knew at the time how to ride a bike. Because, like, he rode it when he was on vacation, like, a few years back. I'm like, you couldn't be bothered to teach me when I was a kid? Like, ugh. I'm gonna just simplify it here. It's crazy. Welcome back, Dharma. I think I want to make this and the rest soft. You wanted a bike so bad since you never learned either. Kind of the same as you. I had one as a toddler, but no one taught you how to ride it. Uh, why are our parents failing us? It's so bad. And it sucks because, like, you knew friends back then who knew how to ride a bike. Not, yeah, a regular, not a motorcycle, a bicycle, to be specific. My dad never taught me how to ride a bicycle, and neither did Helios. So we had to learn on our own when we got older. Because I spent a whole summer. Wait, I spent part of fall, I think, early fall and a summer to learn how to ride a bike. Because I had to make time to do it. Even though as a kid you have more than enough time to learn, and yet no one was willing to teach you. Your dad did try to teach you to use a scooter, but you fell down on a concrete hill and tore open your knee. Ooh, as a kid, You remember it being pretty crazy? It was the first time of getting bandaged. It was scared you. Uh, I wouldn't worry about it. When you're a kid, you heal the fastest. It's when you're an adult, it's when it becomes a problem. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cough. Excuse me. What else did I still don't know how to drive. Granted, I did have the opportunity to learn back in high school, but I did not make time for it. That was my only issue. I never made time to learn how to drive. I mean, which is fine. I actually live in a city where having a car is a bit inconvenient, considering the cost to have it. And I live in a very walkable city, so it's fine. I'm not really missing out on much. My brother, who knows how to drive, says like he doesn't live in a city. He lives far out there in the burbs. He says that driving in the city is ridiculously slow. It takes him too long to cover like 4 miles. I'm like, yeah, because you're competing with other cars. So that would make sense. I like this muscle's big. But he says where he lives, it takes him about 5 to 4 minutes to clear the same distance. And like that sounds like a flex, but given where he is, it's like comparing an open road to a road with lots of intersections. Like, yeah, it's going to take you longer here because well, one, it's more densely packed. And two, like, you're not really competing with a lot of cars out where you live. Because you basically live, I don't want to say country. He lives like, it's more of a town. Yeah, it's definitely more like a town. His arm looks a little weird. I know I said a while back that I wanted to learn how to drive, but I'm thinking like it's a useful skill to have, but I don't think I'll be able to practice it that much. 'Cause now I'm looking at it at a practicality level. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to reconsider. You still need to learn to drive because you also never learned that everyone else you know, and it's kind of embarrassing. I think it would be nice to go out and do stuff on your own. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I learned how to ride a bike, because that's a first step to going out and doing stuff on your own. Um, and this is why like it was so important for me to learn, because one, it's fun to ride my bike, but also like uh it opens up a lot of new avenues. Like I can go to places that are further away but would take too long on foot. So having the ability to get there really quickly on like a bicycle is pretty cool. And plus, like, to be honest here, a bike is much more convenient than a car. I'm not stuck behind traffic. I'm not beholden to stop at every stop sign. I can just do a yield. I I can go on the sidewalk if I wanted to. So, like, I have a lot more freedom on a bicycle, at least especially here. But there's still, like, the dangers of traffic. Because I still have to ride in the road. I wonder if I should bend this finger forward. I think eventually I want to ride a, not a motorcycle, what's it called? A moped? Maybe? I think a moped's the next step up. Because it's not a motorcycle. I know the brand is Vespa, but that's the brand name. But I want to drive a moped. And again, a moped would not be stuck in traffic as badly as a car because of how small it is. Maybe I just like small vehicles, I don't know. But I'll have to see what the future will bring. Oh, plus you have to get a license for those type of things, I think? Yeah, because it's a motorized vehicle. You love walking, but some places you can't do it. It'd be nice to know how to bike or drive. Other cars is the scariest part. For me, when it comes to being on the road, your first car should be a clown car. A clown car? Oh, you mean like those tiny Italian cars? What's it? The brand name is called a Fiat. Or it doesn't have to be a Fiat. It can be any of those two-passenger cars. Yeah, the super tiny cars they use in the circus. Not in the circus, but a two-passenger car is what I'm thinking about. This finger a bit longer. Okay, that's okay. Sorry, I have to keep my eye on the time because I don't want to be late. You don't know if they use it in the circus. I'm gonna be honest, I've never been to. Ooh. The last time I've been to a circus was when I was a kid, and never again. I didn't want to go back. But I have seen the tiny cars you're talking about. I've seen a uh, tiny pickup truck because there was a year where I went to Italy, and they do have a lot of small cars. They also have a lot of regular size sedan size cars. But I once saw a tiny pickup truck. Maybe I can draw what it looked like to me. It looked really. It wasn't just like short. It was like tiny. Draw a box. It looked like. Imagine what a pickup truck looks like, but as a box. Basically, what it looked like to me. Think I'm sorry, I'm drawing this based off of memory, so you have to forgive me. I think the front part was rounded. think this was the windshield. It was so small, I was surprised it was being driven by a full-grown man. Granted, the roads in Italy are very narrow. They are shared with pedestrians, hence why tiny cars are they just make sense there, especially in the more mountainous parts. Get this right. Cars wheels were like this. I literally thought it was like an actual clown car because of how small it was. Back. It was carrying something too. I think it was a big, uh, not really a big crate. It was kind of like a crate. I don't remember the size of the crate, to be honest. Actually, it had this much cargo. The door had have been like that. Well, they only make it will make sense. Yeah, the this tiny pickup truck that I just drew, this is the best to my memory. It looked like this, and no joke, the person driving this, he drove it into a building. Granted, he had to drive really slowly, but that's how he was delivering his cargo. He had to back up this teeny tiny pickup truck into, I think it was a storefront, and it was incredible. It was like the funniest thing I've ever seen and the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like this teeny tiny thing. Of course, I live in America where everything's huge, but it was just amusing to see such a small vehicle. I and yeah, it does kind of. Like, I'm probably like exaggerating this picture to be honest, but it really did look like a toy car that you give to a toddler. Big macho dude in the truck, pop. I think so. Granted, I didn't really get a good look at him. The windows were so shiny, it was like casting a glare on him. uh, but it would be funny. Like it would be funny if he was a tall guy. He was just. I don't remember if he got out of his car or not. But wouldn't it be funny if he was like a tall guy in this tiny truck, and he steps out and he just towers over the truck? New Amazon cars look silly to you because they also look like toy cars. Well, there is a benefit to having a small car. Uh, there are people who don't have families or live alone, so it makes sense for him. Hits his head. No, I don't think he would. Like, tall people are very aware of how tall they are. They don't want to hit their head. But yeah, I understand what you mean by that. But there's a lot of benefit to having a small car like this, especially in a place like Italy, where the roads are very narrow. They're shared with outdoor dining, pedestrians, uh, moped users. I'm sorry, moped riders, and cars. Granted, there are not a lot of cars that drive through spaces where pedestrians are. But when you see it, it's just move out of the way. It's fine. Um, what else was there? Yeah, you just move out of the way. Granted, like it always looks like a tight squeeze when they drive through, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking. But they're used to it. I'm not. I'm just a visitor. So it probably makes sense for them. You're joking. Your great-grandfather is 6'7". The cursed number. Your dad and your aunt said he would duck every time So he didn't hit his head. So yeah, that is pretty tall. These tall genes are in your family just to be 5 feet tall. It's okay. I don't have tall people in my family either. Would there be a cast? No, it wouldn't. Cast would be on her head. That's not correct either. Your aunt at your mom's side is like 6'2", 6'4". I think what went wrong? I don't know. I think the short genes are a bit stronger than the tall genes. I think that's what went wrong there. Or what went right, maybe? Because to be fair, having being short is actually way beneficial to you. Uh, because well, for one thing, you would live longer. You would have less complications with certain things. Granted, losing weight would be difficult, so don't gain it, please. As someone who is also a shorty, losing weight is very hard when you're short. Sometimes I don't know why people can be tall. Something genetics. I don't know. There, I think it has something to do with. I think the predisposition to become tall is dependent on environment. I'm thinking like far back into human history where tall people often live in places where you have to walk flat plains or yeah, where you have to walk flat plains, so that's why a lot of Africans are tall and some parts of Europe are tall because of some of the flat lands. But in places where you have to exert a lot of energy, like in the mountains, it's more ideal to be short because you don't want to expend too much energy. And the thing about tall people is that they expend a lot of energy. That's why flat plans are ideal for them. £10 can be much bigger difference on a short person than a tall person. Yes, exactly. The way you hold weight in your body is very dependent on your height. Like, let's say 105 pounds on someone who is 5 feet tall looks fine, but if a person who is, let's say 7'8", they would look sick. If only you could be taller. I've given up on those wishes a long time ago. Like, it is what it is. There are... There are surgeries that can make you taller, but I don't think they're good for you. And I remember a while back learning about it, that it was surgery done in some cities in China, where they essentially... Oh, actually, I don't want to describe it. It's too gruesome. You wish you could be tall. You think it's because you're just insecure. You know you can't change it, but it's only a dream. What's there to be insecure about? Oh, because you don't literally stand out. It's okay to be average. And it's okay not to always stick out. Oh, this has to be higher, actually. And plus, I like being short. To be honest, like, um, mostly because I can fit into a lot of places. That's one of the perks of being short and petite. You can fit into small spaces. I do recall those times where I would be in a packed bus or train and there's a small space where no one else can sit, but you know, I can sit there. Like, that's a seat for me. Teasing cause gross comment about dude about basically I'm easier to do things cause I'm my size. I didn't ask. Ew! You're about 160 centimeters. Your weight is around 60 kilograms. That never changed since junior high. Ah, okay. Yeah, when I was in high school, when I learned like the height I was is going to be my height, my forever height until I think the age of 50 is when people start to shrink. Either 50 or 60, I don't remember. No, wait, it is 50. That sucks. But, the ironic thing is that I often hear like tall people having more complaints than short people. So maybe it's for the best that I turned out to be this tall. Meh. It's hard going to shows or something, being in the back or just staring at heads. That's true. This is why I like the amphitheater style movie theaters here. Because being in the back doesn't mean you get to stare at the back of the heads. It means you have a better view of the screen. This is why the back of the theater is often the most ideal spot. Let's be higher again. But, I understand what you mean by, like, shows. Like, that's understandable. I don't go to shows anyway. Excuse me. You mainly struggle when it's shows with flat surfaces to sit or stand on. I feel that. I went to a Miku concert years back, and it was standing room only, and I was like basically in the middle. And this is one of those times where like, man, I wish I had like a box to stand on because I can't see anything. If it's like a standard movie theater, like where it's like the stairs, chairs, or each step, it's fine. It's definitely fine. But at that concert, it was not fine. I was stuck behind 2 or 3 tall people, and it sucked. Luckily, the stage was tall enough where I didn't miss Miku, but it still sucked. Measurements. Yeah. And that's why I don't. Well, it's not. The whole height thing is not the reason why I stopped going to concerts. I also don't go because it just gives me headaches. I can't stand the noise anymore. I don't think I could stand the noise back then either. don't think I want to do too much detail. I should give her a hairstyle. Also, you have to leave soon because your aunt's on her way back. I still need to stay. Still did stay longer than though, so we can got to chill. Oh, cool. Never been to a concert, but I think it's kind of, I don't know, very picky with the stuff I get into. My favorite band does concerts in Japan only. I wish. You wish you would do a world tour after like 15 years. Yeah, I feel that. You know, speaking of live stream, I think I'm gonna go for another 15 minutes. Because I'm still on some time constraints. I still haven't eaten anything and I'm getting kind of tired. I don't know if this tea is working for me. Throat still feels kind of weird. Oh, so my tea went cold. Dang. I was talking too much. I think done with the hair style, I guess. Let me fill out the shadows here. Actually, I feel like this should be darker. Excuse me. You're working on a work in progress you've had since September. Will be going straw of 1 pixel done every month. It's more of a study, so you're not in a rush, you guess, but you don't know. It's a study, but you're not really committing to it? Huh? What? No, I find myself like doing more study than personal stuff, which is a problem. This is why I need these streams to help me focus on the personal work. Otherwise, I'm just never gonna get around to it. Right behind her. Still going strong. Weird autocorrect. Oh, still going strong. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Straw? Huh? Oops. I meant to just put a hard line here. You think it's because like it started out as a study, then it became a specific study, made your art 100 times better. So now you just work on it for fun to finish it, since like the way it looks. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense. I feel that way about some of the drawings I've done. Like there are times where I'm sketching and I'm like, hey, I kind of like the way that looks. I think I'm gonna keep going. But that just makes sense with any work progress, especially in art. Like, this was just a one-off, but then it's like became something more, which makes a lot of sense. I think I wanna foreshadow. No foreshadow here too. It's the reason why wanting to finish something is the reason why I have this file, which I call my personal sketchbook, and the goal is to fill up the pages, quote unquote pages. It doesn't have to be with finished stuff, but eventually I do want to get to that point where it's not just sketches. I want to actually color some of these things. So it would be cool to revisit and just work on it even further, but I have a lot to choose from. All of my personal work are technically studies that I can just expound upon more. Yeah, you're in a rush to really finish it. Okay. Take care, Helio. Thanks for staying. Let me see. Oh no, I made my shadow too sharp. Why'd I do that? You know what? I'm gonna give up and use the blend tool. Ugh. I was trying not to use this blend tool, but the streaks are not. They're not doing what I want them to. Especially here. Okay, let me see. I think I'm just done with this figure. Wonder if I can like fit in a head. Maybe I can. Do a quick head. Wait, I want to draw from imagination. Hmm. I don't think I want him looking straight ahead. Do I want him to look down? Mm, I'm thinking about it, but I should probably do it. You like how I shaded it? Oh, thank you. You know, I should probably draw this head tilted down because it's not something I do a lot. And I should learn how to do this angle properly. Right now, I'm struggling with something on pencil and paper, and it's really affecting how how I draw at that angle. Ironically, the head I was drawing is tilted down, but to the side, and I keep screwing up the head. Granted, it is an older woman, so I always get fumbled by the details of wrinkles. Oh, hold on. The ear's too big. High enough? Yeah, so I'm learning how to draw on pencil and paper this elderly woman. I drew two older men, and even then I struggled to draw with them on pencil and paper because I feel like when my brain intakes that information, it's essentially overcompensating by saying, "Hey, make the head bigger so you have space for all these details that are the wrinkles and the shadows." But that's not the correct way of approaching it because since I did that, I wind up messing it up. Uh, do you draw a character that's near realism instead of anime style anymore? Oh, Yeah, I still draw anime styles. Um, I like to practice in near realism. That way I can just exaggerate. I think I did that before. Maybe you weren't here? That's not it. Oh, that's not it either. Well, hold on. Yeah, there she is. There's an anime style here. And some down here. And a little bit over here. Yeah, I still draw anime styles. It's just drawing realistically helps me draw anime styles easier and faster. So I haven't forgotten the anime style altogether. I just want to make them look better. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to do here. It's kind of cool to take an anime character and making them semi-realistic, but it's not something I want to do too often because that takes a lot of work. What? Oh, the skull looks sick. Oh, thank you. But yeah, learning how to draw realism or realistically does help with the anime style because once you know what the rules are, you can bend or break them. Like, for example, I guess this girl down here, I made her torso kind of long, but which is fine because like it doesn't really matter as long as she's still somewhat proportional. And then Narja over here, she's proportional, but she's still she's an anime character. And then I drew her again here and over here, but I changed her clothes because I didn't want to draw the same clothes again. This is a real outfit, by the way. So yeah, I still like the anime style a lot. Um, but trying to translate realism to anime is the way to do it. It's the way to learn how to do it. I believe that's how the best artists, or at least the most famous ones like the mangaka and such, they learned their anatomy in order to get their characters to look incredible. Um, I don't remember who said it, but a while back, I think it was on YouTube. I'm sorry, I don't remember the person, but I do recall he said that if you want to learn how to draw anime, you have to learn how to draw people. And once you learn how to draw people, you can draw all the anime characters you want. Because now you have a better understanding of how the muscles work, how the body bends, and how you want the uh, character to look. That's the best way to invent your character. Because, you know, anime characters are people. You can make them as tall or as wide, as curvy, as thick thin as you want. As long as you understand where your foundation is. Uh, but yeah, I understand that you thought that, oh, I'm just sticking to realistic stuff. No, it's just for better understanding how the human body works. I've this is always my ultimate goal, but in order to get there, I have to do the hard work first. And the hard work is often, you know, this stuff like this. And what's cool about this is that like because I was studying realism, I just drew this off the top of my head. I was able to visualize this pose. I remember a time when I wasn't able to, or I was able to, but it kept disappearing in my head. Do you understand what I mean? Like you have an idea of what you want to make, but it just fades as quickly as it comes, and because of that, the initial pose just kept changing and changing and changing. And I think that's where my art suffered because I couldn't imagine how I wanted this person to look or to bend or to stand or anything like that. So that's why I feel like this helped me a lot and why these streams are helping me a lot, why studying offline is helping me a lot, because it's great, it's fantastic. And this is why well, maybe Dharma or anyone else who's listening to this, I want to encourage you guys to also study real people, whether it's dressed or the traditional way of, uh, what is it, classical nude? Whichever your preference is, whichever you want to follow through. I know that people who draw from clothed figures are often really good at drapery, which, that makes sense because that's all you're drawing. And they, like, further along, they have a better understanding of fashion as a result of that. And as a result of that, they get to dress their characters in these really cool clothing. And that makes me think, oh, well, this artist got really good at drawing clothes. That means they study a lot of fashion. This person got really good at drawing figures because they studied a lot of people. Or they're a teacher themselves, which is the case with artists like Wallop and Reno Tuna. I follow Reno Tuna, but not as closely as I should. Ever since Twitch was removed from Korea, that's where he would stream. But he is on Instagram and he is on Twitter. Although I think the Instagram one's a bit better. Unfortunately, Twitter has the better resolution since Instagram tends to crunch his pictures. But Reno Tuna in general is the coolest. Because he takes an object and he expounds upon it. I think I remember talking about this a while back, but recently he took a picture of... No, not sorry. He took a reference of just a can of Monster Energy drink and he turned that into a person. I think that's the best way of making like an anime style character. Just taking something that exists in the world and make them into their own character. Like you want to say a word and can't say it because it keeps disappearing in your mind. Yes, or that word in your mind keeps changing into something else because you don't know if the person would either understand you or if they would become offended. So now you become scared to say the word even though you want to say it. Or sometimes like that word becomes two words in one. Like, the other day, my boyfriends asked me, how's it drawing? And I'm like, wait, what did you say? And, oh, he said drawing because he's thought of the word drawing and going at the same time, and his brain just combined the two. So, that's what happens in my brain when it comes to drawing, because I have an idea of what I want to draw, but then I mash it with another idea, and then it turns out weird. It turns out into a hot mess. I don't know. It's because like the human brain wants to get the quickest drawing, like combining drawing and going. The human brain wants to shortcut a lot of things because it learns pretty quickly. Oops. It processes things really quickly. And it wants to get the job done essentially. But oftentimes it's your own detriment because of things like that. So that's why you gotta like slow down, be mindful, and be considerate. Try to work in a way where not only do you visualize what you have in your head and you want to draw it, it stays there because you have this hard, fast idea in your head and it needs to stay in your head long enough for you to draw it, or if you're a writer, long enough for you to write it. Because I know that's a struggle that writers have. They have an idea, a story concept, and fleshing it out becomes a nightmare because their brain is like smushing everything together into some strange verbal soup. Oh, that being said, I'm a little over time. So thanks for joining me, folks. Sorry, there will be no afternoon live stream today due to an update on another situation I was looking after. I'll catch you guys next time. I don't know if it'll be next Friday or... Yeah, it will definitely be next Friday. I don't want to do a makeup day because I think some other things I have to take care of this weekend now that I think about it. So sorry about that. So with that being said, thanks for joining me. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for this tiny car. Stay safe out there and take care. Bye-bye now.